Hey guys, what's up? It's Miss Rankin. Happy Friday to you. I hope that your week has gone well, and I hope that you've been working hard. Excuse me, and that you're on track. Okay. Feel free to message me on Remind if you have any questions or need anything. All right. We have one more lesson to go through. It's short and sweet. And then you need to do the checkpoint for it. And then you need to go back and make sure that you've taken care of all your worksheets and all your checkpoints, okay? So what I'm going to talk to you about today is the mid-segments of a trapezoid, all right? What we have here is this is a non-isosceles trapezoid. It doesn't matter. The properties apply for both isosceles and non-isosceles trapezoids. All right, so you know this is a mid-segment because it goes from midpoint to midpoint. The same was true in triangles. I don't know if y'all remember this or not, but in triangles the mid-segments went from midpoint to midpoint, okay? You know this is the midpoint because this is congruent to this and this is congruent to this, okay? So what we have is a mid-segment. Properties of mid-segments goes like this. If you take AB and you add it to DC and then divide it by 2, you get the length of the mid-segment. Okay, actually those don't get those marks when we're talking about measures, but that's not that important. Okay, so if you take AB, add it to DC, divide it by 2, you get the length of the mid-segment. If you know the length of the mid-segment, you can multiply that by 2. 2 times the mid-segment is equal to the sum of the bases, okay? So these two things are saying the same thing. We just multiplied both sides by 2 to move the 1/2 over here, okay? So I'm going to show you a couple of practice problems, all right? And then I'm going to come back and help you set up 3 and 4. But I want you to do 1 and 2 by yourself after I show you these two practice problems, all right? So what we do here is we take LM and we add it to ON and we divide by 2, and that gives us PQ. Okay, so I'm going to say half of 13 plus 25 is the mid-segment. 13 plus 25 is 38. So half of 38 is the mid-segment. So the mid-segment is, what is that? What's 38 divided by 2? 15. Let's see. I'll have to do it the long way. 19. All right, so PQ is 19. All right, and let's do this one. If I take the bases, which are the parallel sides, remember the parallel sides of a trapezoid are the bases. LF plus RB is equal to, LF plus RB divided by 2, or times half, is equal to the length of the mid-segment, which is WT. Okay, one thing I did, I drew these by hand, so I didn't mark that they were mid-segments. On your test, or you know, your checkpoint or wherever, I think you'll know they're the mid-segments. We should tell you. You may forget, but we should tell you. You should know. So I'm going to take LF, which is 7, and RB, which is 21. I'm going to add them together and divide by 2, and that's going to give me the length of the mid-segment. All right, 7 and 21 is 28. So half of the sum of the bases, or some people like to say the average of the bases, is the length of the mid-segment. Okay. All right, now let's look at 3 and 4. I want to help you set them up, specifically number 3. Okay. Well, you can set 3 and 4 both up the same way. It's a little easier when they're like this and they throw algebra in here. It's easier to set it up like this. 2 times the mid-segment is equal to PQ plus SR. Okay. I don't know if it's always easier to set it up like this. I can't think of, you know, all the different cases, but in these two cases, it's definitely easier to say 2 times the mid-segment is the length of the sum of the bases. All right. So I'm going to set up, I'm going to go take number 3 a step further, and then I want you to do number 4 on your own. So 2 times the mid-segment is equal to the sum of the bases. Okay. And to continue this problem, you're going to distribute your 2 here and then go about solving for x. All right. And the same thing goes here for number 4. Distribute that 2 and go about solving for x.